half according to this here in the Telegraph.
Football Rivera bite. I hear his foot's all right. Of course, it all depends.
Hello racing fans, and welcome to another edition of Handicapper's Corner, brought to you by the Derby Barn Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Saturday, September 21st races at Hastings. We have 8 races on the Saturday, we got 8 on the Sunday. We're able to fill 16 races for the weekend. Looks like the weather's going to cooperate too.
Yeah, it has been a bit of a struggle as we are, the media is winding down a little bit, but the racing office and the horsemen did a good job of filling 8 races both for Saturday and Sunday. And let's get right into it.
Go into it.
First race, it's a maiden 12-5 for 3-year-olds and up. And I've gone to the 5-horse Shotgun Ralph out of the Rob Van Overshot barn. He has 2 in here. I think he thought earlier on the Regal Legacy was maybe the better one. Shotgun Ralph is the one that looks to be in better form. The running, he was up near the pace last time in a maiden special weight, maiden optional 30 here. And just got a little tired. Only got beat about 4.5 lengths, and they went a very quick time of 16 and 4. Yeah. So I got him on top. The second spot, I put a horse that's only ran once in a maiden special weight way back in May. But he's a well-bred son of Finality out of 3/4 time out of the Robbie Anderson barn named Time on Your Hands. And Robbie Anderson's horse has been running very well lately. I like the fact that he had 1 start in him. Now he comes back, he gets a top rider in Richard Hamill. I have him in the second spot. And in the third spot, I put Rob Van Overshot's other runner, Regal Legacy, leading rider Amadeo Perez takes the call, and he's obviously live for 12-5 as well. I got 5, 3, and 1.
Yeah, I agree. I got the same 3 horses, and actually there is another Van Overshot. He's got the 4.
Oh yeah, he's got 4. Yeah, that's right. Nick DeMimsey.
He's got 3 of them. I went to the 2 Van Overshot runner, 2 of the 3 on top. I agree with Shotgun Ralph. I think Regal Legacy might be a better horse, but the dynamics of the race will definitely favor, the way the race is going to shape up, will favor Shotgun Ralph. There's no speed.
He could have it all to himself,
Shotgun Ralph's going to get the lead. It's going to be his race to win or lose. Regal Legacy likely will be laying 3rd or 4th. At least it's a small field, and he might be able to overcome a tardy pace or slow pace in front of him. But we'll see how that works out. But I like 5 and 1, and then I put Time on Your Hands in for 3rd for the reasons you mentioned. Good works. Just the one run against Go for Guinness, who of course ran in the BC Derby. I mean, those are nice horses that he was running against. Bluegrass Pride were both in the Derby.
Yeah. And he's got the start in him too.
A lot easier. But he's been off a while, but the works are good. So give this one a look as well. But I just think the tactics of Shotgun Ralph might get him the money. So I'm going to go 5, 1, and 3. On to the second race. Got some $4,000 fillies and mares here. Going to go a mile on the 16th, and I see a bit of speed in here, and I'm going to hope the 2-horse Random Highs on the slight class drop will get the money. I thought a pretty good 4th against, some pretty nice fillies. El Ciervo and Remarkably Free. They didn't stop running. They went 16 and 4, just a little too quick for her. So I think the stretch will help Random Highs. I'm going to call her to defeat the 5, Forever Me. I think those are your 2 horses in here, the 2 and the 5. I think they're both interchangeable. I think you're playing the early pick 3, pick 4, or whatever. I think you need both of them. My 3rd horse would be the 6, Scopa, but she would be a distant 3rd. I really like the 2 and 5, but I went 2, 5, and 6 in the second.
I have the same horses. I do have Random Highs on top like you. I like the way Scopa ran the last 2 times though, and last time she didn't have much of a pace to close into. She was 24, 48, and 4, and she likes to close into a pace. So today if there's a bit more of a pace, I like her a bit more, being able to make a run at the leaders. And in the 3rd spot, I put Forever Me too. I have the same horses. I just put Scope in the 2nd spot and Forever Me in the 3rd spot. I have 2, 6, and 5 in the 2nd. On the 3rd, 3-year-olds and up, 4,000 non-winners of 2 lifetime, going a mile and a 16th. I've got on the 3-horse here, Lord Harlow. He's been running much tougher for his whole career. They finally decided to get the money. They put him down for maiden 5 last time. He made no mistake. He was a pretty easy winner. Laid just off the pace. Made no mistake about it. Ran away from him. Comes right back in for the 4,000 non-2 level, which I think is still going to be. He's going to be the best horse in the race. So I have him on top. The 2nd spot I put XS Dividend.
It's easy for you.
Got my tongue tied there.
No, it's not easy.
XS Dividend out of the William Vanaway barn. Good runner-up effort to our last call, and then came back. Only got beat a length and a half by Nelly's Trick and Scamming in this same kind of race. If you go back to his longer races, last time he ran wrong was a bit of a disaster, but before that, he had a couple good bouts going long. So I think the distance isn't going to be a question for him. And in the 3rd spot, I put Checker Plate out of the John Morrison barn. Has yet to run long, but his distant numbers are very good. He's a Finality. I have a Regal Remark mare. I don't think the distance is a problem for him, and he definitely fits at this level. I got 3, 1, and 6.
Yeah, I've got the same. I see it the same. Very similar. I think Lord Harlow shines above the field here. I mean, this horse Dropped in for 5,000 last time. Won with plenty in reserve. This horse had a lot left.
He did
in
it
the
pretty
tank.
easy, yeah.
I know it was ridiculous pace, 50, 115 and change. And I know this horse, it won't be hard on this horse to come back in 6 days, because this horse hardly drew a deep breath in winning. And I think this horse will be dangerous again, so I'm going to go to him to win it. I put the 6 horse Checker Plate in for second, just because of the speed. I think this horse will get the lead, and if he can kind of settle things down a bit, and I think this horse could carry his speed the whole way. But he's run some big races chasing fast fractions this year. And maybe a lot of times these horses that are pace casual, you know, the pace casualties going short, sometimes when they get out there on the head end going long, they keep running, and maybe that could be the case for Checker Plate and Frank Fuentes. And I agree with the one. You want to see him? XS dividend. XS dividend.
How does that Dan Jukic do it?
I don't know. He's amazing. But anyway, XS dividend looks like your third best horse, but a horse that could win. As you mentioned last year, this horse got good in the fall, and they were all at a mile and 16th. So XS dividend definitely needs to be on the ticket as well. But Lord Harlow, to me, for me, it's a single.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm playing an early
I like
pick
him a
4,
lot,
I
too.
like Lord Harlow is my early pick 3 single or pick 4. I went 3, 6, and 1 in the Saturday third. On to the fourth race, $4,000 claimers going 6.5 furlongs. This is a non-winners of the year or non-winners of 4 lifetime. I'm going to go to the Ron Principe runner, Principe's Herbie.
All right.
Here. I'm going to try and get him to go wire to wire. Jeff Birmingham will take over. Good runner-up effort to Dog Rock, and I think Dog Rock, I know it was only a 3-horse field, but Dog Rock's just simply a better horse than Principe's Herbie, and Dog Rock would be a heavy favorite in this particular race.
Yeah.
And I just like some of his prior races even against a lot of these, and I don't see a lot of speed. I think Principe's Herbie can get the lead, control the fractions, and be quite dangerous. I put the 1 horse Eustonia in for second. This horse shortens up to 6.5 furlongs, and a lot of his better races this year actually have been going 6.5. He's been a pretty busy guy. This will be his 10th start of the year with just 1 win, but he's got 4 runner-up efforts, and he likes to hit the exactor, and that's I think he will this afternoon. And I put the 8 horse We Can Be Heroes in for third. Big kind of a class drop here. It's kind of a sideways move. To me, it's a sideways move. Straight 3-year-olds for 8 or older horses. 4 is kind of, it's not that big a drop here at Hastings.
Especially this time of year. We're into September, so the 3-year-olds are catching up.
These races, these races are pretty difficult. And we'll see if We Can Be Heroes can make some noise. But Amadeo Perez rides him. That's a good sign for the Hot Melanie Walters barn. We've been going well, but paid 10 for the horse, but going to drop him in now for the 4, and we'll see how he fares. But I like Principe's Herbie. I think this horse is going to run a big race. I went 2, 1, and 8.
I went a little different. I do have Eustonia on my ticket, but I went to the 7 One Zone Accord. He was off for a while. His work tab was a little spotty, and he ran a bang-up race last time. Just got beat a length by Yes He's Trouble. So he comes back. He comes back now, and he has that race under him, which he obviously needed because he had been off a while. Into his second start, I think he's sitting on a nice race. I got One Zone Accord on top. I put Eustonia in the second spot, as you mentioned. A horse who definitely likes to hit the exactor, so that's where I put him. And then in the third spot, I put Dino Condolinos, his horse, 3-point play. Just got beat a half-length time last time by, it was a blanket finish between, Canucks, Roar, Breathe It, Joy the Lord. And I think he fits nicely in here. And Dino's barn is going very well. And the race 2-back wasn't great, but other than that, all his races, he's been very close this year. And he was cut out to be a nicer horse, so I got him in the third spot. I got 7, 1, and 5 in the fourth. On to the fifth. The Fillies and Mares version now, non-2, 4,000, going a mile and 16th. I've gone to the 5 horse, Antsy Nancy. Unlucky to lose last time to Revster. Revster was a heavy favorite that day. This horse was 21 to 1 and ran a big race. Come flying at the end under a very capable Ryan Pacheco and just missed. She's not going to be 21 to 1 today, but I don't see. This isn't the toughest field, and this is a horse that's going in the right direction. 1-1 here. Went up country 1-1, came back, just got beat a neck. She's in good form right now, so I got her in the first spot. The second spot, I put More Cash, or the Robbie Anderson barn. Another one just got beat 3/4 of a length in that same race last time. No rocket science here. I'm going with the horses that ran second and third last time. And the third spot, I put a horse who was a bit of a disappointment last time, was Haida Guai. Seemed to be going the right way, just got beat ahead by Kaching Cash. Then came back in that long race against Bilbao, who was, it was a very tough race. Revster did very good to stay close to Bilbao, but Bilbao was much the best that day. So I'm going to throw that one out, put Haida Guai, a horse that's capable to sneak up there, getting the third spot. I got 5, 4, and 7.
Yeah, I agree with the 5 horse, Antsy Nancy. It's not a strong pick for me, but I do like the horse. I just see this horse getting the lead. Really impressed with her run against Revster. This horse was getting to that one. I know there was 3 of them there at the wire, but I just think the pace scenario is going to be favorable. In light again, 107 pounds. It means a lot at this time of year.
Yeah.
Going a mile on the 16th, and I'll try Nancy. I think I agree with the 7 High to Guaya. I'm going to give this horse a pass for that last race.
Yeah.
2 back. That kind of race wins the money today. And but unfortunately regressed last time, and I'm not too sure what happened, but it was just a subpar performance. Maybe it's a 3rd race in 26 days. Maybe the horse just emptied out. Now it's got 3 weeks, been freshened up a bit. Maybe this filly will be a lot. Sometimes you can't run fillies 3 times in a month, and usually that 3rd start they'll tell you, when they come up empty like that. And that's the one excuse I can give her, is that maybe just a lot of activity in August, and maybe she just kind of threw the towel in and got tired, but I'm going to give her another shot. Up at the 6, Princess Sparkle. I'm going to give this horse a chance. I know there's not a lot of speed in the race, and that is a big concern, but hopefully Antonio Reyes can keep this horse reasonably close to the pace. There's some better than looked races on her form. She's beaten better horses than the one she's facing today, and I just think you want to have her because her form's been muddied up a bit, and she's going to be a 10-to-1 shot that can win the money. And you definitely want those kind of horses on your ticket. So I went 5, 7, and 6. I left Lover's Lira off the ticket, which
I know. So did I. Which
could
is
be a
horse
little
that
risky.
could come back and
I think
sting
it's a
you.
race. You do need a few horses. Do shop around. I think Lover's. If you're going to go 4 deep in the race, definitely put in Lover's Lira. But still, that was a pretty weak maiden race she beat. But still, she's a horse going in the right direction. And the fillies, when they get sharp, you want to stick with them.
Yep.
On to the 6th race. Got some 2-year-olds here. 12-5 claimers. Filly's going to go 6.5 furlongs. Kicking off your late pick 3. I landed on the 7, Portray Your Vision. This filly's been running against some pretty nice horses this spring and summer, and I thought performing quite admirably. This is by far her easiest assignment, and I'm hoping Scotty Williams can get her into the winner's circle, so I'll try the Rob Maben trainee. I put the 6 horse Get Up and Try in for 2nd. Pete Gregory sliding in a few nice skimmings and some first-time starters in the last month, and Pete very capable to get horse ready off of just workouts. So this one and does attract Amadeo Perez, which also is a big plus. Yeah. And so you definitely want to have this horse on your ticket. I put the 2 Balancing Dancer in for 3rd. That would be my 3rd horse. I mean, this horse did run 2nd last time, but at the time was not particularly fast. I'm looking elsewhere. If I'm playing it's not going to be a great value pay. No, if I'm playing a couple horses in this race, I'm going to play the 6 and 7, and that's where I've gone. I went 7, 6, and 2.
I went with Balancing Dancer. I know it was a slow time last time, but I like the way she ran, and she was pretty wide the whole way. I think with a better trip, she can be right there. As I mentioned before, Robbie Anderson's horse is running very well right now, and Richard Hamill riding very good too. So I don't mind that connection. I put Portray Your Vision in the 2nd spot. Reasons you mentioned, a filly who's been running against much tougher and now drops into basically the bottom claimers for your 2-year-old fillies. And the 3rd spot, I went with a first-time starter, Cast a Spell. Out of the Mike Anderson barn. Mike Anderson's horse has been doing very well.
So he's been had some nice live first years.
Yeah, and I like the work tab, right? This filly's going to be fit. The work tab is very solid. She's been working right along. And also owned by our good friends Mark and Sharon Johnson, the Johnson family, good friends of the Derby Bar and Grill. And their horses as well have been running very good lately. I got the 2, 7, and 4 in the 6th. On to the 7th, our feature race of the day. A nice little race, claiming $25,000. There's a lot of different ways you could look at this one. It's a $25,000 claimer for older horses going a mile and a 16th. I ended up on the 3 Iscar. This is a horse that's streaking right now. Absolutely got buried for $7,500. I don't know what happened that day. Then he came back for $4,000 the year he won. $7,500 won. No place to run him. Dino put him in for 25. He won. He's the now horse. He's running good. He's got the breeding. He's going to love. He loves the distance. He's a distance horse, and with his breeding and the way he's going, maybe the sky's the limit. He seems like he's on his game right now, and Reyes suits him very well. The 2nd spot, I put another Dino Condolinos runner in here, Stratify, who's had a couple rough goes lately. In his last race, he reared at the start.
He's done it before, too. He's kind of an awful horse at the gates sometimes.
He always has been a little bit flighty. But he's got the talent, and you can just throw that last race out. The race before that, when he ran against Lord 500, he kind of had a screwy trip that day, too. So he's probably the most talented horse in the race, and I think if he can put it together, he could be very dangerous. So I got him in the 2nd spot. And in the 3rd spot, I got Tommy Danziger. He was a horse that was starting to roll. He shipped out to Edmonton for the Spirits of Spare, going a mile and 3/8. because he can go 1 mile and 3/8, Rob Gilker decided to take a shot on this horse, who was working his way back up the ladder, and it didn't work out too well for him, but he's come back. That was about a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, so on the class edge, he still should have enough to make some noise in here. I got him in third spot. I got 3, 5, and 1.
Yeah, I've gone to the one horse, Tommy Danziger. I'm going to take a shot that he gets the lead and, plays catch
Gets
me
brave
if he
like
can.
he can,
and, he didn't care for the Edmonton track, but there's a few horses that went out that day that didn't care for the deeper Edmonton track. It's a lot tougher than ours is right now. But Tommy Danziger, I don't see a pile of speed in here. I think Amadeo can kind of get the lead. If someone really wants it, as he showed 2 starts back, he can settle off of a horse and still run a big race. I know it was just a $75 or an $8,000 starter race, but this isn't a super tough 25. And, a lot of them have bought the weight to be in for 20 because they're just happy to be, in a long
Be up this high, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm going to go Tommy Danziger. I put the 6, Ruffy Joe. I'm going to give him another shot. I've been kind of married to this horse for most of the summer. And I thought a good third last time. Didn't get much luck with the trip at all. I think he's better than Ishkar and Hockley.
Yeah.
But just needs some circumstances to go his way. And he's just been unfortunate throughout quite a few of his races this year. Perhaps Aaron Greider can get the right steer on him and give him a good trip and see what happens. But I like Ruffy Joe at the right price, and I put Ishkar in for third, as you mentioned. Sharp horse going well, can't leave him off the ticket. I went 1, 6, and 3, but I'm going to go to the old classy Tommy Danziger. On to the 8th and final. Got some $3,000 fillies and mares here.
The nightcap.
Not hit the board this year.
The nightcap.
The nightcap. 6.5 furlongs to be the distance. I'm going to go to the 3 Fools. Never know. The Robert Skelly just missed at this level last time, and there is some speed in here, maybe with the 4 horse, The Girl's Gotta Live, but there isn't much other than that. Maybe Tenzel will show speed off the layoff. I'm not sure. The 5 horse, he does has good works. I don't have the 5 top 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if the horse did well.
Jumped
some
up,
pretty nice works for a $3,000 horse. Got a 59, a 114 a minute. Like a bunch of nice works. I went to Fools Never Know. Looks like the controlling speed. Doesn't need the lead. If he doesn't get it, can still run a good race. So I put her in the top spot. I put A Girl's Gotta Live and freshened up. Goes on Lasix with some nice works for Danny Williams. His son Scott will ride, and I put the 1 horse Perfect Light in for third, shortening up to 6.5. Probably not her best distance, but these are her friends, and she does fit with these kind of fillies. And I look for her to, nice sharp work too, in 47 for her. So I wouldn't be surprised if the speed's stopping to see her maybe win. I went 3, 4, and 1 in the nightcap. I
got the same horses. I do like, as you mentioned, Fools Never Know. I like her style for this race because, as you mentioned, if there's speed, she can lay off it. If there isn't, she can take the lead. And Robert Scully knows her very well, having 2 runner-up efforts in a row on her. I think it's graduation day for her. I hope so. The second spot, I put Perfect Light. A big buyer last time, that 56 buyer, is the biggest one the last race for the field. And
Revster's pretty good that beat her.
Yeah, exactly. Revster was a very hot favorite. A horse who definitely fit this condition very nicely. One that came into this condition and was the favorite was Revster. And she just got beat a couple lengths by her, so she fits well in here. And in the third spot, I put the same horse you had in the second spot. A Girl's Gotta Live, Danny Williams, son Scott rides. Another one that, ran against Pine Walk, Lady Born, Princess Sparkle. Tougher horses, and now she finds this horses that haven't hit the board condition. She fits well in here. I got 3, 1, and 4 in the nightcap. That'll do it for our analysis of the Saturday, September 21st races. Up next will be our picks. Mike, as always, you're up first.
There comes a quick recap of the 8 selections. Back in race number 1, I went to the 5, Shotgun Ralph. I went 5, 1, and 3. Race number 2, the 2, Random Highs over the 5, Forever Me. I do like 2 and 5 in that one. Went 2, 5, 6. Third race, I think the best bet of the day for me, the 3, Lord Harlow. I went 3, 6, and 1. Race number 4, the 2, Prince of East Herbie. A bit of a shot there. 2, 1, and 8. Race number 5, the 5, Antsy Nancy. I'm going to go 5, 7, and 6. Race number 6, I'm going to go with the 7, Portray Your Vision. 7, 6, and 2. And race 7, I went to the 1, the classy Tommy Danziger. I'm going to go 1, 6, and 3. And the 8th and final, number 3, Fools Never Know. 3, 4, 1 for Mikey in the finale.
And up next will be my picks. There we go. In the first, I went to the 5, same as Mike, Shotgun Ralph over the 3 and the 1. In the second, I went to the 2, Random Highs over the 6 and the 5. In the third, Mike, we got a lot of same picks here today. The early pick 3 we agree on.
Yes.
Number 3, Lord Harlow over the 1 and the 6. In the fourth, I went to number 7, One Zone Accord over the 1 and the 5. In the fifth, I went to number 5, Antsy Nancy over the 4 and the 7. The sixth, I landed on number 2, Balancing Dancer over the 7 and the 4. In the seventh, I went with the 3, the Streaking Iskar over the 5 and the 1. And in the nightcap, I agree with Mike on number 3, Fools Never Know over the 1 and the 4.
All right, that'll do it for the Saturday, September 21st edition of Handicapper's Corner. Don't forget, first post at 150.
Yep.
We have 8 races on tap. We have 8 more on the Sunday, September 26th, September 22nd program. But should be a great weekend of racing. We're
Yep.
winding down. Only 7 live racing days after this weekend,
Yep.
so time's running out. But should be a great day.
Still a lot of action coming. We got the sales stakes coming, of course.
Yes, we do next weekend.
Yeah.
The 28, 29,
Yeah.
we got the sales stakes for 3-year-olds. They'll get their chance to go a mile and 16th. The graduates of the 2011 sale. All right, that'll do it for this edition. On behalf of Drew, thanks for tuning in to Handicapper's Corner. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.
According to this here in the Telegraph.
Football Rivera bite. I hear his foot's all